Do you often get ex-servicemen or ex-service men and women going into the police service in Norfolk, for example?
Yes, quite a lot. Not as many now as used to, because the police has adopted this degree entry system. They're now looking at restoring a direct entry system. But there's a steady flow of ex-military from all the services, and indeed from other walks of life. I mean, I met one at a passing out parade not long ago, had been a soldier, had done something else for a while, but was joining the police at 51, I think he was.
Wow.
Very much a mature officer. Mm-hmm. They are really good news because they bring a leavening of mature experience. One of the issues we've had with fluctuating police numbers in recent years is that today, a third of Norfolk Constabulary has less than 3 years service.
Wow.
And if a reasonable proportion of them are relatively young, 19, 20-something-year-old officers, you realise that you've got not just a lack of experience, but that lack of maturity of judgment that comes from experience. Mm-hmm. When you put those officers out on the streets, the public expect perfection every time. You know, a police officer is not allowed to get it wrong. As soon as a police officer commits, there's 20 people stood around him with their phones out recording him or her. She cannot get it wrong. And if they do, you know, unlucky because you're all over YouTube or wherever it is straight away, and, you know, there are complaints going in. Mm-hmm. So there's real pressure on them, and having this steadying influence of older, more mature officers, whatever their backgrounds, I think is really good news. So I actually welcome the reintroduction of a direct entry route. Mm. Not all service personnel make good police officers. Not all normal police recruits make good police officers. It's horses for courses, as in any profession. Mm-hmm. But because former servicemen have worn uniform before, they get that vocational, disciplined, uniformed service approach to life. And that helps enormously. Because you do get some youngsters that come in and say, oh, I didn't know we had to work on Saturday. Well, someone's got to police Prince of Wales Road when the UEA students are all on it at 2:00 in the morning. So, you know, unlucky, crack on. You just need someone to sort of steady them down and say, yeah, it comes with the turf.
So do you see that a lot of ex-servicemen and men and women actually become very, very good, like coaching and teachers? Like when a cadet is going through the police academy, for example, would they, in your experience, have they made good teachers and mentors, as you're talking about this level of maturity, this level of professionalism?
When they themselves are students.
Yes.
I think there's a great support network, because particularly with some of the younger students, you know, they come under pressure with the academics, with the police work, you know, with other things that are going on in their lives. And sometimes they don't know where to turn to. Mm-hmm. And it's quite useful if you've got an older, more worldly wise person who plonks themselves down next to you in the canteen and says, you're a bit quiet today. What's the problem, mate? Mm-hmm. And gives you the chance to talk. And actually, it's a really good attribute for policing in the round. It doesn't matter how old or experienced you are, because police officers go out day after day. They have no idea when they come to work what they're going to see, what they're going to encounter. So they come to it cold. You know, you were talking about my experience as a soldier. I at least knew when I got off that ship, there was a good chance I was going to get shot at. Mm-hmm. Police officer comes to work. He assumes he's not going to get shot at. He assumes he's not going to see a dead body. But actually, there's a really good chance during the course of the day he might see the latter. I hope he's not going to see the former and get shot at. That would be unusual for Norfolk. Yeah. But nevertheless, they suffer all sorts of difficulties, and that ability to look after each other like a team. You know, you're having a bad day, mate. What's the problem? Well, actually, yesterday I had to attend a really bad motor smash, and there was a young child who'd been really badly beaten up, and that got to me. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell you what, after work we'll go and have a beer, and just cry into a beer, and we'll sort it out.